On this episode, we have the Chicken Sandwich Showdown. Good versus evil, savory versus spicy, Smokey Gar-Par versus my take on the Nashville hot chicken sandwich. Let's get it started. So we're going to start by slicing up our chicken breast, nice and small. We're just going to make, now we are going to cut it this way as opposed to this way or this way. And the reason for that is we're going to make little tiny cutlets of breaded chicken. And when we deep fry them, they'll fry super fast. And we can stack them up. So if you want a thicker sandwich, you can stack 3, 4 high, 5 or 6 high, you know, whatever. You can even layer up flavors. So we're going to be doing, like I said, the Smokey Gar-Par chicken sandwich. And we're going to be doing the Nashville hot chicken sandwich today. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to cut all this chicken up really fast. And then we'll get to splitting our wings. Now we do have whole wings, the tip included. So you are going to see me probably butcher them today since I've never actually split wings before. But today we're going to learn how. And then yeah, all I'm going to do is just take this little piece, just cut it off the bottom. That little piece there. We can just cut that off. We'll soak it in buttermilk along with the rest of this chicken, and then we'll bread it. And then we're going to take it outside. I do all my deep frying outside. I just have a local hardware store special. It's nothing fancy. We bought it on sale a few years back at Christmas time for like half the value of what they usually charge for it. And I wanted an outside deep fryer, so we jumped on it. So next what we're going to do is we're going to take our chicken breast that we sliced up and the chicken wings that I pretty much brutalized trying to split into 3 pieces because I've never done it before. This is a learning curve for me, and you get to see me fail along the way, but we'll learn together. So I've got just local grocery store buttermilk, nothing fancy. So I'm going to pour enough over the chicken breast and the chicken wings just to make sure that they are fully submerged. And then we're going to give them about a half an hour. Let me get these over here. So we want to make sure that every piece of chicken is completely coated in buttermilk. That's both the chicken breast and the chicken wings. Now, what we're going to do with the chicken wings themselves is we're actually going to add hot sauce in with the buttermilk. And I'm just going to use one of my favorite buffalo wing sauces. I'm going to add that in with the buttermilk and the chicken wings. And that's just going to give it another level of heat and flavor. So there we go. We've got all that mixed up nicely. I will get rid of this. Now, I just have a bottle here of my personal favorite buffalo wing sauce. And we're just going to eye it up. We're not measuring. That looks to be about good anyways. We'll take this, we'll mix it up. We'll make sure it's got really good color in there. It's got some really good color. Everything's mixed really well. And then we're going to put this back in the fridge, about a half an hour. The longer you can let it sit and soak in the buttermilk, the better it is. The more moisture it will absorb. And when we go to fry it, we'll end up with really juicy and crispy chicken wings. And next, I'll show you how we do our breading. Now in both these bowls, I've already pre-measured out 2 cups of flour per bowl. Now what we're going to add to it is baking powder and cornstarch. And here's the secret. If we add 1/4 cup of baking powder and 1/4 cup of cornstarch, we can do a single dredging and have the most crispy outside with the most juicy inside. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a really flavorful, crispy batter. and a really juicy inside. We also want to make sure that we cook it to temp. You don't want to undercook it. You don't want to overcook it, undercook it. You might get sick. Overcook it, well, nobody wants to eat chicken as hard as a rock or dry as snot. So there we go. It's give or take a little more than a quarter cup of each, but you know, it doesn't have to be exact. We're not baking, we're cooking. We'll mix these up and then we'll throw in some spices. Now I'm gonna go ahead and quickly blend together my flour, baking powder, and cornstarch. You want this blended as evenly as possible so when we're dredging, we have equal distribution of coating on every single piece of chicken. I'm also going to go ahead and add a quarter cup of my AP rub. Now a standard AP rub is equal parts by either volume or weight, black pepper, kosher salt, garlic powder, and onion powder. Mix all this together and you have an excellent base for a dredging for any breaded chicken or other meat. So now that we've gone ahead and added a quarter cup of the AP rub to this, which unfortunately this camera didn't get the shot, but my other camera did. So I'll make that adjustment, do a little overlay so I can explain what happened to you there. And we've got to mix that in. Now, for the Nashville hot chicken batch, we have a quarter cup of smoked paprika, a quarter cup of crushed red chili, and a quarter cup of cayenne. And we're just going to dump that into the batter like so, or into the breading like so. And then we're going to stir this up. And I probably should have went with a bigger bowl because this is going to get messy, especially when I go to put some chicken in here. Let's get that bigger bowl. The bigger bowl. Now, take a look at this. You can see how spicy just the breading is. You can see how spicy that buffalo wing and buttermilk is. Next, we're gonna make the Nashville hot chicken sauce that's gonna go on this chicken, and it should be nice and tasty. Next, we're gonna make the sauce for the Nashville hot chicken sandwich. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take about a half a cup of cooking oil. Now I'm just using a very, very large measuring cup. It's a 2-cup measuring cup, and about half. There we go. Got about a half a cup right there. So now we're gonna add a tablespoon of my favorite buffalo wing sauce. And now we have 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. Or sorry, onion powder, garlic powder, or vice versa. One's one and one's the other. Just know you need 2 and 2 of each. And then we have 2 tablespoons of cayenne pepper, 2 tablespoons of crushed red chilies, 2 tablespoons smoked paprika, 2 tablespoons black pepper. And now we're going to stir all this up. I can smell the heat coming off of this. And it's such a dry spice. It just makes my nose run. It makes me want to sneeze. So if you hear me start sneezing, and we might need a little bit more oil. That's just a little too thick. And yes, they use oil when doing this. That's the original recipe that I researched when looking at making one of these. They actually use the frying oil that they used for cooking the chicken to blend their spices and then dip the chicken in. There we go. That's a lot better. Still a little clumpy. So we'll mix this up a little more. Get all those clumps out. There we go. That's looking a lot better now. Pretty much no clumps left in here. It's just running off the whisk. Now, we're gonna head outside. We're gonna fire up our deep fryer. We're gonna get it warmed up to 375. We're gonna start dredging some chicken, start frying some chicken, and when we come back in, we'll start making some chicken sandwiches. So we've got our dredging all set up. We've got our non-heat side and our heat side. So this is gonna be for the Smokey Gar-Par chicken sandwich, and this side is gonna be for my chicken wings and for my Nashville hot chicken sandwich. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start dredging, toss in our fryer. Our fryer's at 375. We'll let this go about 8 to 10 minutes to make sure each piece is properly cooked. Now the actual gauges and everything are non-legible. My fryer is old. You know, I scrub it all the time, and I know because I always double check with a thermometer, and I use an actual candy thermometer so it can withstand that high heat of the oil without it actually fracturing, breaking in the oil. Here we go. Now we're about 8.5, 9 minutes in, and they are cooked. I think I will adjust my time just a little bit. They're a little thinner. They're cooking just a little bit faster. A little darker, but that's okay. At least they're cooked, and I'll still be able to show you how juicy they are. I'll set that back there. Now I did go ahead and already throw the rest of the chicken into the dredging. I figured you didn't need to sit here and watch me do that for 2 full chicken breasts. But you will get the pleasure of watching me fry chicken like a maniac. You know, we just throw giant handfuls of chicken in. I know I said I don't want to overfill it, but to save time, we got lots of oil. It's good and hot. And we'll save the rest of that for the next batch. So I just wanted to show you this real quick. Now that I've had a minute to cool, here's one of the smaller pieces. And you can see just how tender and juicy that chicken is. That crunch. Look at that. Even slightly overcooked. Because of that buttermilk and then me giving it time to actually soak in buttermilk, I think it got about half an hour. It is so tender and juicy. I cannot wait to make chicken sandwiches out of these. Now, I've gone and readjusted my cook temp because they're cooking just a little bit faster. And I want to show you what a minute does in difference. That's a 1 minute difference in cook time. Now, I had already gone ahead and pre-temped it prior to actually hitting record. And I actually meant to do it while recording, and yeah, unfortunately, I just didn't press the button. So that's my bad. But you can actually see how nice and light. Like here, let me grab another one here. It's 8 minutes versus 7 minutes. And it's fully cooked all the way through. Let me get these pieces out and cooled for a minute, and I'll be right back, and I'll break one in half and show you the difference of 1 minute. So now that they've taken a minute to cool, adjusting the time, still getting the temp, our color's even better, it's not quite as dark, and look how much juicier it is. That's 1 minute difference, and we're still past that cook temp of 170. Now I'm about to pull up the very first batch. Hi, Bugaboo! So I'm just about to pull out the first batch of Nashville hot chicken wings because I wanted to try it as an actual chicken wing as well as a sandwich today, just for my own personal reference. And have a look at this. You can see how hot and spicy those are after frying. Now they've been soaked in buttermilk with hot sauce. The dredging has a ton of spices in it. And I mean, like, I can smell how spicy these things are, and we haven't even hit them with their sauces yet. So here we are, back in the kitchen. Time to assemble our chicken sandwiches. First, we're going to start with the Smokey Gar-Par chicken sandwich. Now, we have here my original barbecue sauce. This is a sweet and tangy with a hickory smoke, and we're going to give that a really nice base on this chicken sandwich. And then we're going to find some really nice flat pieces, and we're just going to start stacking them. I could have gone with a whole cutlet, but I don't want a giant cutlet. I love the little pieces. You get the extra crispiness, the extra batter. That is so bloody good. Now we're going to take our top bun here. Now, the trick to this is you got to have the right Caesar dressing here. Now, this is one that I personally like, that I buy from the store. Now, you know, they're obviously not a sponsor, so I've removed their label. I won't tell you their name, but I will tell you it's not that hard to find. It is well known. It's thick, it's creamy, it's in the refrigerated aisle, and I absolutely love it. So now that we have that, we are going to take our Parmesan cheese. We're going to give it a really nice healthy sprinkling. And then we're just going to top that and push it down just a little bit. And we'll let that just sit like that right over there for a minute. Now, the Nashville hot chicken sandwich. So this is our sauce. We're just going to give this a little bit of stir. This is a thick sauce because it is a dry spice with oil. And I actually think the original recipe even called for brown sugar, but I really didn't want to add a sweet element to this, although it may balance it out. It may just be, you know, something they add extra. I left it out because when I was doing research, I didn't see the significance of it, but I should have probably tried it out their way first. But that's the great thing about cooking. You can do whatever you want. So now that we have that all nice and worked up again, we're going to take this and set that aside. We do not need that anymore. We are going to take our little tongs here. Oh, there's a good piece. And we are going to coat each piece of chicken. Now usually this is done, I believe, with like an entire like chicken thigh. They just literally like bread and deep fry the entire chicken thigh, coat it in their sauce, and then make their sandwich, serve it with a pickle on top. Ooh, and here I am making a hot mess. Oh, what else we got here? Oh, there's a good piece. We'll drop you in. Now I can smell how spicy this is, so I'm being very careful. Now, I'm going to top this with something they don't do. I'm going to top it with some blue cheese, because there's nothing I love more than a really, really good blue cheese. And that's with any fried chicken. Fried chicken, the moment you have sauce, you hook that up with a blue cheese. I know some people prefer ranch. I'm personally a blue cheese guy, so I'm going to kick it with the blue cheese. And then I got some shaved pickle. Now they just put a whole pickle on top. I shaved the pickle just with a box grater. Nothing special, nothing fancy. And voila, look at that. And then we'll grab our top. We'll top that and have a look at that burger. Doesn't that look absolutely amazing? And then our Smokey Gar-Par burger. Chicken sandwich, some people might say, because, you know, they get really upset when you call a chicken sandwich a burger. There's an entire group of people on the internet that will literally lose their mind over it. All right, so here we go. We're gonna try out the Smokey Gar-Par chicken sandwich first. And you can hear the crunch. Look at how beautiful that is. That looks awesome. Oh. A sweet and tangy barbecue, the richness of the garlic and Caesar sauce together, or Caesar dressing together. Absolutely delicious. Smokey Gar-Par chicken sandwich. That is awesome. I like that. You should make one for yourself. Now, for all you spice enthusiasts, it's probably time to watch me burn my face off. So, look at that. Look at how amazing that looks. So we have the Nashville hot chicken sandwich, and we're gonna see how spicy this is. The flavor, oh my good Lord. The spice right away grabs you right by the mouth. Pardon me. But that the buffalo sauce goes really well with the heat of that Nashville hot chicken sauce. That cream blue cheese just pairs perfectly with it. The shaved dill pickle gives it just a nice little touch of tanginess, a little something extra to just bring the whole sandwich together. Oh, I'm gonna have one more bite of that. Wow, that is really good. That Nashville hot chicken sandwich is absolutely amazing. I'm so impressed with it. The heat's, it's making my lips warm, my tongue warm, the back of my throat warm. I can feel it going down. It has a nice heat profile. It's got layers of heat between the buffalo sauce and the dry spice. And I don't even know if the oil really plays a lot in that, but wow, like the flavor for it's really, really good. I really, really like that. Pardon me. Now adding the blue cheese on top of that creamy blue cheese, really gives it a whole nother level. And then adding the shaved pickle to it, just takes it to the top where it needs to be to just make that sandwich complete. The Smokey Gar-Par chicken sandwich, I absolutely like that. For it just being straight up flavor between the smokiness, the richness, even just that little nuance of the Parmesan cheese in there with it, it is absolutely delicious. For you heat lovers and for you non-heat lovers, try the Nashville hot chicken sandwich, try the Smokey Gar-Par chicken sandwich, make it at home next time. Stay hungry and support local. Have a good day, and we'll see you soon.